Okay.
Zera Shimshon Moitzi Tisha B'Av. Chazak v'yamatz.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thursday night. We're not breaking our streak. Welcome live from Efrat after Tisha B'Av. May we see Geula soon, and may the tefillot and the brachot of the Zera Shimshon go upon everyone that needs the bracha, Yeshua, Refuah, everything.
Amen.
So we'll do the Torah Gimel first. So the Midrash Al Kuchimoni starts right away. Okay. Okay. So Midrash Al Kuchimoni starts by saying Vetchanan el Adonai, but the pasuk Vetchanan el Adonai beitahile mor. Right. So it says and it says here, I implored Hashem at that time, saying. So there are many questions as to when. What is that beitahi? But the Zera Shimshon asks a very obvious question, based on the Yalkut Shimoni says, Vetchanan el Hashem, lama Vetchanan kedei likanes la'aretz. Why is Moshe saying Vetchanan? Why is he begging or something? Why is he strongly davening? Why? Because he wants to get into Eretz Yisrael. That's what the Yalkut Shimoni says. There are more over there, I think. Nahon Yeshot Shama? יש עוד ספרים שם? כן, כן, הנה פה.
תודה רבה.
That's פרקי
תודה רבה.
So he says, so the Midrash, we're doing Drush Gimel. So he says, Midrash Yalkut Shimoni, he says, Vetchanan el Hashem, lama Vetchanan, kedei likanes la'aretz, or lama Vetchanan. So the question is, V'hu tamua, that's what the Zera Shimshon says, it's obvious. Like, what is the chiddush that the Yalkut Shimoni is saying? So the question is, what's so special about the statement by the Yalkut Shimoni? אתם רוצים להחליף?
מה להחליף?
כאילו כיסאות. Okay. Anyway, so he says, Okay. הכל טוב. So it says, Vetchanan el Hashem, beitahile mor. So the Yalkut Shimoni says, Lamait itchanen. What is he crying for? What is Moshe asking for? Gimel. Drush Gimel. So he says, the answer is likanes l'Eretz Yisrael, basically. So what's the big? So the Zera Shimshon asks a very obvious question. Isn't that if we know the storyline of what the Sefer says? Like we read the Sefer Dvarim, we know what Moshe is asking for. So what chidush does the Yalkut Shimoni give us by saying what? To go to Eretz Yisrael. There's no chidush. Like, what's the chidush that the Midrash Yalkut Shimoni is doing by saying?
In another two psukim, he's going to say Branav.
Exactly. In another pasuk later, exactly. Pasuk later, Moshe says, Branav, right? Pasuk later. So then the question is only stronger. What have we just done? Like, what's the Yalkut Shimoni doing? Telling us he wants to go to Eretz Yisrael. There's got to be something behind it. So V'yuvan, so he gives an answer. Zera Shimshon gives an answer. That to me, first of all, I think it's a wonderful answer. First of all, in terms of intentions of Moshe, and second of all, it also explains to us really what Moshe was really trying to do underneath to teach us a lesson. V'yuvan b'may damrina b'yusov perik kama d'sota. At the end of the first parak of Sota, it says the Rosh Rabbi Simlai. So it says, why did Moshe, what Rabbi Simlai says in the end of Parak Sota, the first parak of Sota, he says, why did Moshe want to go into Eretz Yisrael so badly? Does he really need to eat the fruit of? Does he need to eat the fruit of Eretz Yisrael? That's not enough of an answer. Right? That's what the Gemara says. Ela Amar Moshe, yesh kama mitzvot lo ba'aretz. Ekanes ani la'aretz. Amar lo, Kadosh Baruch Hu, klum atam mevakesh ela litol sachar. Ma'aleh ani alecha kilu kiyamti. So he says, so Moshe obviously didn't need to go into Eretz Yisrael to eat the fruit, because that makes no sense. So he says, Moshe says to Hashem, there are some mitzvot that can only be done in Eretz Yisrael, like Truma, Maaser, everything else. Right? So if that's the case, Hashem says, Moshe, you want to do that mitzvot? No problem. I'm not letting you in, but I'm going to give you the schar as if you did. So what do we have? So we have an answer so far. It doesn't really give us an answer. It just basically says, makes it sound like as if the Moshe really wanted to get into Eretz Yisrael for what? According to the Gemara, it seems like he wants the schar. Right? We have a problem with that. Here comes a question. Moshe have a problem with it. Right, we have a problem, right, the Jewish Gimel. Where the question was, the question that we're going to go back once more time, the question is, and Yalkut Shimoni says on Vetchanan, the first says, Vetchanan Hashem Vayitahid Emor. And the Pasuk, the Yalkut Shimoni says, Kedei Likanes Eretz Yisrael. So what did we learn? Because we know the next pasuk it says Ebrana Ba'artzacha. I want to go into the land. So what did the Yalkut Shimoni? What chidush does he give? It's obvious. So the Gemara and so the Zera Shimshon asks a question based on gives an answer based on the Gemara and Sota in the first parak of Sota. He says that Rav Simai says, why did Moshe want to go to Eretz Yisrael? Because he said, does he really need to eat the fruits of the land of Eretz Yisrael? That's nothing special, right? Rather, he wants to go into Mekayim Mitzvot. So Hashem says, if you want to be Mekayim Mitzvot, I'll give you the credit as if you did the mitzvot without going in. That's what the Gemara says. It's not Zera Shimshon is just building his case right now. How could it be possible that Moshe was going to say, I want to go into Israel to get the sachar of the mitzvot? We know that what? You can't go into the Eretz Yisrael you can't do a mitzvah to get the sachar. You're not supposed to do that, right? So he's saying is that Zera Shimshon is asking a simple question. How can we go into Eretz Yisrael? How can this be the reason that Moshe wants to go into Eretz Yisrael? Right? If he's going into Eretz Yisrael to do the mitzvot, then he wants to get the sachar. If he's getting the sachar, then he's really doing the mitzvah to get the sachar, and that we can't do. Right? So he says, right, so he says even a simple Jew, if he has a good heart, he doesn't do the mitzvah to get the prize, right? Because we don't know what the prize is, so we can't do it to get the prize. That's not appropriate. We know what Masechet Avot and Pirkei Avot says, right? You should do the mitzvah lo lekabel prize, right? If you do it, ואף על פי שתראי את המהרשע שמתחילה קודם שייכנס היה לו מחשבה לזו לקבל פרס. So he says like this. So he says the Maharsha here says that so the Maharsha says that the Zera Shimshon asks the question. The Maharsha says that on this he says that before he went to the Maharsha says that even before he went to the Eretz Yisrael he had the Maharsha kind of gives like a weird answer. He says, at first he wanted to go in to get the prize, but afterwards, of course, he had the intention. Had he been able to go in, he would have said, "Lo, I'm not the prize." That's the Maharsha. Now, of course, I'm not here to argue with the Maharsha. The Zera Shimshon says, the Mechilah Mitzvot, like he says, with respect to the Maharsha, that's not an answer. He says, "Ela dvarim neviut v'adayin einam yodim hatam lami taveh Moshe l'kenes l'Eretz Yisrael." We said we still don't know why Moshe wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael so badly, right? It doesn't give us an answer. It just kind of says like, okay, but Moshe would go in at first. He wanted to go into the Kabbalah process, and then he'll go into the Rambam. But it doesn't really answer the question that we originally had, right? So we haven't answered the question. Is what he's saying. So yes, the Maharsha gives a nice answer, but it's like a forced answer.
Why the word by tonight and later says now we're just discussing why he wants to do it.
Right, because the point is that the answer is, he says is, why is he coming? The comment that the Shimoni says is, Likanes Eretz Yisrael. But that's an obvious answer. So there's got to be something more to what the Shimoni said, or more to what Moshe said, than just that. So he says, let's go down that route just to see what we get it. So far the route doesn't make sense.
But Hashem answers, don't worry, I'll give you the schar.
Yeah, but
from which you have to derive that Moshe wanted the schar.
Right, which
could not be the case.
Exactly. So that's exactly.
Oh, you guys want to know?
Okay.
Okay. So it says now he brings up the Galil Mukot, which I think is a really beautiful answer. He says, however, if you look at the Megala Mukos, which is a capitalistic word, so he says here that in Erchin, the Megala Mukos quotes a Gemara in Erchin that says, Ezra Bai Rachma Ayut says Avodah Zarah Uvatna. So he says that Ezra Sofer, when he came back from Galut, when he brought the Jews back from Galut, he said, Hashem, I want to do one thing. All I want to do is be mevatel what? The Avodah Zarah. Because what we know that's the biggest problem that they have. Right? We know for years and years, and even when all the Tisha B'Av, we were saying that one of the main things is Avodah Zarah. Right? So there's a big thing that Ezra says, I want to cancel it. And he was successful. He says, I'm going to cancel it. I want to cancel Avodah Zarah, so that's the biggest problem that they have. So he says, okay, I can't. So he's doing it. So Moshe says, Bishlam Moshe loved by Rahman, go have it in the Eretz Yisrael. Right? Moshe would understand why he couldn't do it. Because he didn't have it to go into Eretz Yisrael. So he couldn't be Mevatel. But then we have a question who? Moshe was the leader about 200 years before Ezra. Moshe couldn't do fast for that. Why not? Because he never went into Eretz Yisrael. But who did we have a question about? Yoshua should have got up and said, Hashem, I know the biggest problem is Avodah Zarah. So then what? Let's cancel Avodah Zarah. Right? So he says, Ela Yoshua, I know by Rachman. Why did you do it? V'hani dekar kamen kara alai Yoshua. That's one of the things that we sort of like have against Yoshua. And actually later on the Pasuk writes his name without the hey. It says Yoshua without the hey. And the reason is Hashem is trying to show him what you did here was not right. Either way, אם כך, היה משה רוצה להיכנס לארץ ישראל כדי להעביר יצר עבודה זרה, לתקן עולם כמו שעשה ישראל. So he says, this is the real reason why Moshe wanted to get into Eretz Yisrael. He says Moshe wanted to do what Ezra did later. He wanted to do it now, so that way Bnei Yisrael would never have the problem. Would never have the problem. But Moshe knew that. And Hashem did it for some reason. He didn't do it. He says this is why Ba'etahit to tiken Ezrat HaOlam. At that moment, Ba'etahit is that moment when Hashem fixed that issue of Avodah Zarah. That's why it says Hashem Ba'etahit. At that moment, She'itaken, right? This is for generations. That's the fix. It's a beautiful piece here. It says here, Abraham, I want to go in. Rambam בהקדמתו לספר יד החזקה של רמנה, בנון א' 51, Isurim binyan of Zera. 51, Na is the gematria of 51. The Rambam writes is Akdamat Yad HaChazaka says someone who read Avodah Zarah, there are 51 Isurim that goes over. So he says, Abraham now, the hint to the 51 things that Hashem is trying, Moshe is saying is, I want to correct the 51 Isurim that the protection can go over. So he says here, V'od milat Ebra, Gematria Ezra. If you look at Gematria, I didn't even think about that, but it's so wonderful. He says, Ebra and Ezra are the same Gematria. So you do the word, he says, this is what Moshe was asking for. Ebra now means, I want to fix now what Ezra is going to fix later. So he didn't say it outright. He says, Ebra, quote unquote Ezra, Nah, 51. I'm trying to show you that this is what I want to fix. והקדוש ברוך הוא אמר לו רב לך, וצו את יהושע דאינו צו ולא עבודה זרה. ראיין שם. That's what Megillah Amukot says. Megillah Amukot is basically saying is that he wants to basically he wants to fix that one moment. He wants to go into Eretz Yisrael for one moment. That's what Moshe wants. To go into Eretz Yisrael for that one moment to fix the problem and get out. And Hashem says, Rav Lach, too much. Don't ask for that. He says, I want Ezra to have that, that schar, that thing. Right? וזה יובן על מדרש שבא להפוקי סמלי. למה Vetchanan? This is what the Midrash that is going back to the original part of the Midrash. It says here, it comes to exclude what Rav Simlai says. Rav Simlai said, why did Moshe take it? Comes to exclude what Rav Simlai said, which is earlier. It said, why did Moshe want to go to Eretz Yisrael? Right? So he says here, lama hirbadi tzir kokach b'tziblah, lama yitavel l'kenes Eretz Yisrael. So his question is, why did he daven so hard? At this moment, he davened so hard. So he says, he davened so hard. לקבל שכר המצוות הוא צריך, זה ישר, right? ותירץ כדי שיכנס לארץ. This is why the Midrash is so short, Midrash HaKushban is so short, כדי להיכנס לארץ. If you get into the land, why? לא הייתה מחשבתו אלא להיכנס לארץ, שכשיהיה לו זכות הארץ, יתפלל על יצר הרע עבודה זרה ונבחן. Moshe's intention, the entire time, why did the Midrash have to feel obligated to say those 3-4 words? He says, because Moshe the Yetzer Hara Avodah Zarah to avoid, if you look at the moment from now until Ezra, there are hundreds of years of Avodah Zarah that could have been avoided. But Hashem was telling him is, Moshe, this is not on you. This is where you stop and just go. Right? So he's teaching him. So yes, the Midrash, so he basically right, exactly. Right, but the point is that Moshe, Hashem was telling Moshe, your job's not, your role is here. Right, this is not your job anymore. Like, right, exactly. בלי לענות מפני הארץ או בלי לעשות שום מצווה אחרת, היה לו די בכך לתקן עולם. So he says it's even if he's on nothing else, just to go in there, stop the flood basically, right? Of Avodah Zarah that was essentially going to happen, right? Even if he had just done that, it would have been enough. But he wasn't going in there today, to enjoy the fruit or for the schar or anything like that. What Moshe was teaching us, he says, is that we can't lightly. In other words, one thing that we can say is the value of what Eretz Yisrael meant to Moshe. Eretz Yisrael was, for Moshe, Eretz Yisrael was the ideal, because Moshe wanted to get in. He knew what Hashem was promising, right? So he knew that the power of Eretz Yisrael, the tefillot that we are merited to see from Eretz Yisrael is a much higher level than everyone else. Going back to what you said earlier, that I'm not allowed to give a shiur next week. So here it is, right? It says right here, Moshe said, I want to get into Eretz Yisrael just for that 1 minute. Stop it. Right? So that's maybe he wants to do it because of the maybe right. So that not that well, that's exactly right. So that's exactly what he said. One of the things that we can learn from here is the value of what Eretz Yisrael really means to us, and the value that it meant to Moshe. If Moshe meant so much to Moshe, to go in for 1 second, to go in and think about how much sweet we have to go in here and live here, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is the amount of anavah that Moshe has as a leader. He's willing to do what? He's willing to do what? He's willing to say, Hashem, I really want to go in that badly. I want to go in for 1 second and just say, that's enough, and that's it. And Moshe says, okay, that's it. He doesn't fight even more, right? Most of us, if we were told no, we probably say, yeah, but maybe no. Half a second.
No, this was his maybe.
Right, this was his maybe, but even so, even after, okay, so right, Moshe, yes, this was his maybe, but then once Hashem says, that's it, he doesn't say, maybe one more time, I'll give it, let me find another. So the point here is that Hashem is telling Moshe, teaching us something about Moshe as a leader, and he's willing to say, okay, I tried again, 550 times, and still nothing. I found every animal, still can't do it. I would accept it. And that's something also for us that we have to accept. Sometimes when we push, and still getting no, that means it wasn't meant to be. We just say, okay. But it's two things here. One is the power of Eretz Yisrael and what Moshe really wanted. Obviously, the answer is a very simple question. As what did Yaakov Shimon have to do? Or have to tell us something that seems doesn't make any sense, right? But more importantly, is to teach us about what Moshe really wants, is the power of Eretz Yisrael to make that one mitzvah. But he also understood that it's not his role, it's not his place. And once it's not his place, he was told no, that's it. That's the end of the first part.
I was actually just looking what the Yalkut Shimoni actually says, because he says a lot more than just those 3 words. I mean, I don't even understand the whole thing, but he's building onto the way last weekend did, because last weekend did Ulmachir Natati Ta Gilad, like...
Stop the video.
No. In the middle. Right, we finished?
Just stop the first hour.
We're just getting everyone going. Alright, we'll be back. Part 2.
We'll be back very soon, I promise.
You sure?
Yeah, I just don't like to eat on the video. It's one thing to take a drink. It's another thing
The kids are like, the Yalkut Shimoni is like a whole thing here. He took like 3 words. He's building out like the way last weekend did. Last weekend did Ulmachir Natati Ta Gilad.
The audio will carry on. We'll be back.
It's like, so Moshe's saying, like, after he's giving the 2.5 tribes their land on the other side, okay, so maybe this is like maybe this is like an apropos time to daven for himself, because he's just like everybody else.
Zchut ma.
Getting busy here. Full house.
Full house. What do you mean, more of what? Oh, go, you don't have to speak. We'll have to wait 5 minutes for the guy.
5-minute break. See you back. Check out the shorts, check out the Spotify, check out the chat, check out everything. And subscribe.
How does this fit into what's going on there? He quit.
There's sugar. There's ants. So
Yeah, from one to the other.
Charles said it's okay to go on. I wasn't saying, I'm not,
I
just can't get
saying
out.
now. This
That's what I'm saying, between the cigarettes.
I was just getting everyone interested, you know.
I'm really sorry. It's
a quick one,
It's a
yeah.
quick one.
Can happen. Okay, let's Hashem, we'll get the next one.
You need more people to come in the middle so you can repeat it.
I repeat it. Right? I'll repeat it. It's okay. I'll make a reference.
Chazara.
I'll make a reference.
Okay, Baruch Hashem, we're going to have to do a little picture of you again. Just weekly, go live. No, I like to do
I'm
fresh.
wearing different
You need the right
shirts.
shirt. You mix it?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't say no.
No, at that point, it's like you can't turn down hummus.
Okay. Smile, Rabbi. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. So we're ready for the next one. Need to just change the details 1 second.
זה באמת מה שרואים כל היום ראשון. זה מה שרואים. הוא נקרא בתיים, כביכול רואים שם איזה...
Johnny, why are you wearing a white shirt today? I asked someone else today.
Kara alai moed. It's like a little bit of a moed. It's like a little bit of a Shabbos.
Where's that from?
Then Pasakin Be'eka.
That's the first
Moed a Yom or something. Yom Moed. A Yom
Kara
Moed.
alai moed. I'm not saying I did. I'm just telling you the process.
No, it's like so we don't get you to Vetchanan today, like it's like a quasi moed.
What he's not telling you is that after the 9 days, after the 9 days, you have no more shirts. So
But I think we're hoping that one day it becomes like a full-fledged Saturday. Being prepared, Mashiach could come at any moment.
Another fun now. No, what happened there? That's weird. Why did that happen? Yeah, it did something weird. Go back here.
שבעצם בקצירה לפעמים יש בה גם כאילו זריעה. למה? כמו שאמרת, ואדם לפעמים קוצר, גם משהו זרוע גם כוח לאדמה, בדיוק. בעצם הקצירה היא נותנת עוד כוח לעצמה.
That one we're deleting. This is the one we want. It's fine, we got the phone.
זה לכן המשמעות, הוא עכשיו מסביר למשל. מי שלומד שלום חזר לכבודו, יצאו העולם זורה מתחילה.
That's focus is gone weird. I just need to share this.
זה אומר זורה מתחילה ואינו קוצר להשלים לזריעה.
אומר הקדוש ברוך הוא, רב לך אתה מדבר על ראש המסגד, אתה, יש לך יותר מזה, אתה נקרא בעלת דמטרונית. מה אתה רוצה לראות את העין מה, זה בשכינה? אתה לא צריך, אתה הבעל של השכינה.
ולא קוצר להשכין.
כאילו אתה בעצמך כאילו... אתה הבעל, הרי יש אמרו בשכינה, הוא נושב איכות קודשי ברוך, שיבוש שחיתות. זה היה בגלל שכינה, המצוות לא עושים זיווג. בין הקודשי ברוך הוא לשכינה. אני יודע,
השכינה זה לא תלוי בך. אומר לכם, אם בכלל תלוי
מה זה לא זה שכינה מהכותל המערבי?
ולא תעמיק.
זה ברוך יש רק שכינתו שם. כל מגיע זה
להעמיק אותו. אם אתה לא תעמיק, אתה לא יגני יותר.
זה לא כמו זיווג. עם השכינה.
ואז בוא נראה, ואז זה
זה מה שהוא אומר, כל משתה שאנחנו עושים זיווג, אין לנו משום קודשי ברוך הוא, מייחדים, מזווגים, קודשי ברוך הוא ושכינה. אז הוא אומר לקדוש ברוך הוא, מה אתה רוצה להיכנס לארץ? מה אתה רוצה להיכנס לארץ? לראות את השכינה? אתה בעד המקולטה, אתה הבעד של השכינה. אתה לא צריך את החלק, כן. מה אתה בעד? למה הוא זה?
תוספת הכוח של
לא, אתה יכול לעבוד גם בעל אדם התרוזית. ככה כתוב בזאת.
מה הבעיה? לא הבנתי מה זה. זה כמו אדמו"ר ושת אדמו"ר. שהיא נותנת כוח
זה של אדמו"ר,
I mean, while we were gone?
No, I'm saying it's gonna have like when we turn around the fire. Yeah, something. I don't know.
Which in theory is
I just don't know.
האלוקים, הכוונה שהוא בעצמו אתה הקדוש ברוך הוא מתחבר.
I mean, it's just not giving out the.
It's weak.
It's weak. It's just not giving.
filter clean usually solves most problems.
It just says Moed a few times in there.
Yeah, it says Moed Yom as well. Yom Moed.
It's Karalai Moed.
That's
It's in the first parak, so
Yeah, there's another one.
There's also Shikach Hashem Atzion Moed v'Shabbat.
Moed v'Shabbat, yeah.
This is what I was looking for the fish.
You know, Nu B'Vet Hashem Ki Yom Moed.
You don't eat fish?
Okay, we're good to go on this side.
זה העיניך. ים בצפון הרבה בני ציון דעות קשה. מה עם כל הראיות האלה? הוא אומר, הלב של מסגר,